What if I told you that in just 1 minute a day for 4 days, you could break free from procrastination, raise your vibration, and align with the energy that naturally attracts opportunities into your life? This is not about forcing discipline or struggling with willpower. It's about a Japanese method of spiritual discipline, so simple and so powerful that even the most unmotivated person can apply it and see results. If you stay with me until the end of this video, you'll not only understand the method, but you'll also experience a guided practice and receive a 4-day challenge that could transform the way you live. This video is about much more than productivity. It's about reprogramming your subconscious mind with micro-habits that create momentum, activating gratitude and presence, and aligning your daily actions with the law of attraction. The Japanese approach teaches us that small, consistent steps are more powerful than dramatic bursts of energy, because they bypass resistance and speak directly to your subconscious. That means you'll stop sabotaging yourself and finally feel the relief of moving forward with ease. Let me ask you, how many times have you promised yourself you'd change, only to quit after a few days? How often do you feel stuck, drained, or guilty for not taking action, even though you know deep down that you're capable of so much more? And how would your life feel if instead of endless cycles of starting and stopping, you had a daily practice that kept you aligned, motivated, and in flow without stress? In the next 30 minutes, I will guide you through 7 powerful steps adapted from Japanese discipline: Kaizen, Ikigai, 5S, Hansei, and more, and show you how to use them as spiritual tools to expand your consciousness, strengthen your energy, and magnetize the life you desire. Each step builds on the last, and by the end of this video you'll walk away with a clear, practical system that you can begin today. So stay with me, because this is more than just a lesson. It's an invitation to step into a new version of yourself. If you give me your full attention for the next half hour, I'll give you a method that can change not only how you act, but how you feel, think, and attract. This might just be the missing piece you've been waiting for. Topic 1. Kaizen 1-minute rule. Momentum on demand. The first step in this Japanese discipline is called Kaizen, which means continuous improvement through small steps. At its core lies the 1-minute rule, a deceptively simple yet deeply powerful method that breaks the chains of procrastination and self-sabotage. Here's how it works. Every single day, no matter how busy, tired, or unmotivated you feel, you commit to doing something that moves you forward for just 1 minute. 1 minute of journaling. 1 minute of conscious breathing. 1 minute of clearing your space. 1 minute of gratitude. By showing up for only 60 seconds, you bypass the resistance that usually keeps you stuck. You teach your subconscious that action is not overwhelming, but natural, easy, and safe. Think about this. How many times have you avoided a task, telling yourself it's too big, too heavy, too much? Days go by, guilt builds, and your energy sinks lower and lower. But when you apply the Kaizen 1-minute rule, you instantly change the story. Suddenly, the mountain becomes a pebble. The impossible becomes manageable. Your inner dialogue shifts from "I can't" to "I can at least start." And once you start, something magical happens. Momentum kicks in. What was supposed to be 1 minute often turns into 5, 10, or even 30. But even if you stop at 1, you've won. Why? Because you've proven to yourself that you are consistent, reliable, and capable of showing up. That is the seed of transformation. The secret power of Kaizen is not the size of the action, but the identity it creates. Every time you complete your 1-minute task, you cast a vote for the identity of someone who honors their commitments, someone who shows up, someone who lives in alignment. This is why Kaizen works even for people who feel lazy or hopeless. It's not about forcing yourself to climb Everest in 1 day. It's about taking a single step and celebrating it. Small steps, repeated daily, send a signal to your subconscious: we are safe to grow. We are safe to expand. And the subconscious, once it feels safe, opens doors that sheer willpower never could. Here's how you can apply it today. Choose one action connected to the life you want to manifest. If your goal is abundance, spend 1 minute visualizing yourself already abundant. If your goal is health, take 1 minute to stretch or drink water mindfully. If your goal is inner peace, dedicate 1 minute to slow breathing with your hand on your heart. The magic is not in the action itself, but in the consistency and vibration you bring to it. 1 minute becomes a ritual, a sacred signal to the universe that you are aligned with your intention. And as the law of attraction teaches us, the energy you consistently radiate is the energy that returns to you multiplied. So let me ask you, what if, instead of battling guilt and procrastination, you simply committed to 1 sacred minute each day? How would your life look after 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months of micro-actions that built unstoppable momentum? Can you imagine the confidence you would feel, the synchronicities that would appear, the sense of trust you would develop in yourself? The Kaizen 1-minute rule is not just a productivity hack. It is a spiritual discipline that rewires your subconscious, elevates your vibration, and sets you on a path where progress is inevitable. Remember, motion creates emotion, and 1 minute is all it takes to ignite the fire of transformation. The beauty of the Kaizen 1-minute rule is that it eliminates the pressure of perfection. You don't need the perfect morning routine, the perfect meditation playlist, or even the perfect mindset to begin. You simply need to start with something so small that resistance has no power over you. If you tell yourself, "I will meditate for 1 minute," your subconscious doesn't panic, it accepts. If you say, "I will write 1 sentence in my journal," your brain doesn't rebel, it cooperates. And yet, that small action begins to ripple through your system. It tells your subconscious, "We are moving." It tells the universe, "I am aligning." And when you add the vibration of gratitude and intention to even the smallest action, that 1 minute becomes a magnet that pulls bigger opportunities, bigger breakthroughs, and bigger results toward you. So how do you begin right now? Start by choosing 1 action that connects directly to the person you want to become. If you desire inner peace, commit to 1 minute of stillness. If you long for abundance, commit to 1 minute of affirmations. If you dream of clarity, commit to 1 minute of conscious breathing. The key is not the complexity of the action, but the consistency of the signal. 1 minute every day for 4 days is enough to show your subconscious that change is possible, that growth is safe, and that you are capable of following through. And here's why you must stay until the end of this video. Because Kaizen is only the first step. In the next part, we'll anchor your actions to your Ikigai, your soul's purpose, so that every minute you invest becomes charged with meaning, motivation, and unstoppable energy. Topic 2. Ikigai Anchor. Your spiritual why. Discipline without meaning quickly fades. That's why so many people start new habits with excitement but abandon them within days, because their actions aren't rooted in something deeper than obligation. The Japanese concept of Ikigai solves this problem. Ikigai means reason for being, the unique blend of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what rewards you. When you discover your Ikigai, you uncover the inner fire that makes showing up effortless. Suddenly, your daily practice is not a chore, it's a declaration of your purpose. And when purpose drives discipline, consistency becomes natural. Think of your Ikigai as your spiritual anchor. Without an anchor, a ship drifts aimlessly, pushed around by waves and winds. But with a strong anchor, the ship stays grounded, no matter how rough the sea. Your life works the same way. Without a clear why, you get tossed around by procrastination, doubt, and fear. But once you root your actions in purpose, you become unshakable. Even 1 minute of practice feels meaningful when you remember it is connected to your higher calling. That emotional charge fuels your subconscious and keeps you aligned even when motivation fades. Here's a simple way to begin. Take out a journal and draw 4 overlapping circles. In one, write what you love. In the second, what you're good at. In the third, what the world needs. And in the fourth, what provides value back to you, whether joy, fulfillment, or material reward. Where these four meet lies your Ikigai. Don't worry if it's not perfect. The act of exploring already shifts your energy. Once you have a sentence or phrase that captures your reason for being, turn it into a micro-oath. Whisper it before your daily practice. I show up because my life is sacred. Or, each minute I align, I magnetize my destiny. Notice how this transforms your practice. Instead of saying, I should meditate, you'll say, I meditate because my soul chose this path. Instead of, I need to journal, you'll say, I journal because I'm here to guide myself and others into light. The energy behind the action changes completely. This is why Ikigai is more than a philosophy, it is a spiritual technology. It links every small action to the larger destiny you're here to fulfill, making each minute of practice a sacred step on the path of manifestation. So let me ask you, what would shift in your life if every action you took, no matter how small, was tied to your deepest why? How much easier would it be to stay consistent if your daily ritual wasn't just about discipline, but about living your soul's purpose? This is the secret of Ikigai. It transforms resistance into devotion, turning every practice into proof that you are aligned with who you truly are. And this is only the beginning, because in the next step, we'll use the 5S of the mind to clear away the mental clutter and create the inner space needed for your Ikigai to shine even brighter. The truth is, most people don't quit because they are lazy. They quit because they forget why they started. Without a deeper purpose, every action feels heavy. But once you connect to your Ikigai, even the smallest steps feel meaningful. Imagine waking up and whispering your micro-oath, I align because my life has meaning. Suddenly, that 1 minute of meditation isn't just about sitting in silence. It's about becoming the version of yourself who is here to shine, to serve, to love, to grow. And here's the beauty. You don't need to have your Ikigai perfectly defined today. You just need to start exploring. The act of asking, why am I here, is powerful enough to awaken new energy inside you. So, how do you begin right now? Choose one phrase that resonates with your heart, even if it feels simple. It could be, I'm here to bring light, or I'm here to heal, or I'm here to create. Whisper this phrase before your 1-minute Kaizen practice every day. Let it anchor you, remind you, and charge you with purpose. And here's why you need to stay until the end of this video. Because once you have your anchor, the next step will teach you how to remove the mental clutter that blocks your purpose from flowing freely. That's when the discipline becomes effortless, because your mind and your why are finally aligned. Topic 3, 5S of the mind. Clear the psychic desk. One of the biggest obstacles to discipline and manifestation is not lack of willpower, but mental clutter. A distracted mind is a divided mind, and a divided mind cannot manifest with clarity or consistency. This is where the Japanese practice of 5S comes in. Traditionally used to create order in workplaces, 5S can be powerfully adapted to your inner world. It stands for sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. When applied to the mind and spirit, the 5S system becomes a ritual of cleansing that removes noise, aligns your vibration, and creates space for inspiration to flow. Think of it as spring cleaning for your consciousness. The first step is sort. Throughout the day, you are bombarded with thoughts, some empowering, some draining. The discipline here is to notice which thoughts uplift you and which ones weigh you down. Sorting is about gently labeling them without judgment. This thought expands me. This thought contracts me. The moment you identify the difference, you stop unconsciously feeding the negative and start consciously nurturing the positive. Even 1 minute of sorting creates clarity, because you are no longer tangled in the endless web of random thought patterns. The second step is set in order. Just as a tidy desk helps you work more efficiently, a tidy mental space allows you to manifest more effectively. Choose 3 empowering beliefs or affirmations and keep them at the front of your mind. Write them on sticky notes, make them your phone background, or repeat them each morning. When your mind is set in order, You know exactly where to return when chaos tries to take over. This consistency signals safety to your subconscious, and a safe mind is a creative, disciplined mind. The third step is shine. Shine means clearing away the dust, not just physically, but energetically. Take 1 minute to clean your environment. Light a candle, wipe your desk, or declutter a corner of your room. This simple act sends a message to your subconscious: I live in clarity, I create in order, I welcome new energy. When you shine your space, you shine your spirit. You'll notice your energy lighten immediately, as though a window has been opened inside your mind. The fourth step is standardize. This is where ritual enters. Pick a time and place for your 1-minute Kaizen practice and repeat it consistently. Maybe it's right after brushing your teeth, or just before sleep. By linking your discipline to a daily trigger, you standardize the habit until it becomes automatic. The more automatic it is, the less resistance you feel. Over time, this discipline rewires your brain to expect alignment, so that consistency no longer depends on willpower. It flows naturally. And finally, the fifth step is sustain. True discipline is not about doing something once. It's about creating a rhythm you can maintain. Sustain means tracking your wins, celebrating your progress, and gently returning to the path when you drift. Remember the never zero principle we will cover later. Even if you slip, you never quit. By sustaining the 5S practice, you create a foundation of clarity and order that supports every other aspect of your life. So imagine this. What would your reality look like if your thoughts were sorted, your beliefs set in order, your environment shining, your rituals standardized, and your progress sustained? How much calmer would you feel? How much sharper would your intuition be? The 5S of the mind is not just a method of organization. It is a spiritual discipline that clears away the fog, making space for your Ikigai to expand and your manifestation energy to flow freely. And once your inner desk is clear, you're ready for the next step, aligning your outer environment with your inner growth through the Japanese practice of Nemawashi. The most important part of the 5S practice is not perfection, but presence. You don't need to organize your entire life in one day. You only need to begin with a single step. 1 minute of sorting, 1 affirmation set in order, 1 corner of your desk shining with clarity. The magic is in the repetition, because each small act builds momentum and sends a signal to your subconscious. I am a person of order. I am a person of clarity. I am a person aligned with higher energy. That identity grows stronger each time you repeat the ritual, until it becomes part of who you are. And when you feel that shift, discipline stops being a struggle and starts becoming second nature. So, how do you begin today? Start by picking one of the 5S steps and commit to practicing it for just 1 minute. Maybe you write down 1 empowering belief, or clear 1 item from your space, or take 1 breath to notice and sort your thoughts. That single act is enough to set the process in motion. And here's why you must stay until the end of this video. Because once you've learned to clear and sustain your inner space, the next step will show you how to prepare your outer environment, your home, your digital life, even your relationships, to support this discipline. That's when transformation becomes unstoppable, because your inner world and your outer world begin to move in harmony. Topic 4. Nemawashi. Environment that pulls you forward. In Japanese culture, Nemawashi literally means preparing the roots before planting a tree. It is the quiet groundwork that makes change sustainable. When applied to your spiritual discipline, Nemawashi is about preparing your environment so that it naturally supports your growth. You see, willpower is fragile. It fades when you're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed. But when your environment is aligned, you don't need constant willpower. Your space becomes your silent partner, gently nudging you toward consistency, clarity, and alignment. Think of it this way. If your phone is full of distractions, your desk is piled with clutter, and your bedroom is filled with unfinished tasks, your subconscious is bombarded with signals of chaos. How can you expect discipline when your environment whispers confusion? But if your space reflects clarity, order, and inspiration, you don't have to force yourself. The energy of the environment does the heavy lifting. This is why Nemawashi is so powerful. It removes friction and replaces it with flow. It transforms your environment into an energetic magnet for the version of yourself you're becoming. Here's how to begin practicing Nemawashi today. Choose one space that matters to you: your desk, your meditation corner, your phone screen. Remove one distraction and add one cue that reminds you of your higher self. That might mean deleting a draining app and replacing it with a mindfulness tool. It could be placing a journal by your pillow, so that your last and first moments of the day invite reflection. Or it might be hanging a picture, quote, or symbol that reminds you of your Ikigai, your reason for showing up. These small changes create an environment that whispers, "This is who I am. This is where I'm going." The more you align your environment, the less resistance you feel. Think about it. If a yoga mat is already laid out on your floor, how much easier is it to practice, even for 1 minute? If a glass of water is already waiting on your desk, how much easier is it to stay hydrated? If your affirmations are already on your phone background, how much easier is it to stay aligned during the day? Nemawashi is about planting seeds of discipline in your surroundings, so that action becomes automatic. It's not about forcing yourself, it's about designing your world to support your highest energy. So let me ask you, what would happen if every time you looked around, your environment reminded you of your purpose instead of your problems? How much faster would you grow if your space became an ally instead of an obstacle? This is the heart of Nemawashi, preparing the roots so that your transformation doesn't just start, but thrives. And in the next step, we'll take this even deeper by learning how to use Hansei and Gratitude as a nightly ritual to reprogram your subconscious and raise your vibration while you sleep. The secret to Nemawashi is subtlety. You don't need to redesign your entire home or create a perfect, minimalist space overnight. You only need to make small, intentional adjustments that align your environment with your higher self. Start with something simple. Clear one surface in your room and dedicate it to clarity, or choose a single corner to become your sacred space. Light a candle, place a crystal, or add a notebook where you'll write your reflections. Each time you see that space, your subconscious is reminded of your commitment. Over time, these cues accumulate, creating an atmosphere where alignment feels natural. You'll notice that the more supportive your environment becomes, the less energy you waste fighting distractions, and the more energy you free up to manifest. So how do you begin right now? Pick one item in your environment that no longer serves you, and replace it with something that lifts your vibration. Maybe you remove the clutter from your nightstand and place an affirmation card there instead. Maybe you silence one notification on your phone and replace it with a gentle reminder to breathe. These micro-adjustments signal to your subconscious, this space is safe. This space is sacred. This space supports my growth. And here's why you must stay until the end of this video. Because Nemawashi is only half the story. Once your outer environment supports you, the next step is to reprogram your inner environment. Your subconscious mind, through Hansei and Gratitude, a nightly ritual that turns every day, no matter how messy, into progress. Topic 5. Hansei plus Gratitude. Nightly Recode. The Japanese concept of Hansei means deep reflection, a practice of looking back, acknowledging mistakes without shame, and turning them into lessons for growth. When we combine Hansei with the spiritual power of gratitude, we create one of the most powerful nightly rituals for reprogramming the subconscious mind. Why is this so important? Because your subconscious is most impressionable right before sleep. Whatever thoughts and emotions you fall asleep with are replayed and reinforced throughout the night. If you fall asleep with guilt, worry, or regret, those frequencies loop in your subconscious. But if you end the day with reflection and gratitude, you fall asleep planting seeds of clarity, peace, and abundance. Here's how to practice it. Each night, before bed, take a few minutes to ask yourself 3 Hansei questions. First, what did I do well today? This creates a sense of progress and builds self-trust. Second, what can I improve by just 1%? This removes perfectionism and reframes mistakes as opportunities. And third, what did I learn about myself today? This turns daily experiences into wisdom. Once you've reflected, seal the practice with gratitude. Name 3 things you're thankful for. 1 about yourself, 1 about your day, and 1 about what's coming in the future. This last one is especially powerful because it programs your subconscious to expect blessings. The magic of Hansei is that it transforms failure into fuel. Instead of carrying the weight of mistakes, you release them through reflection, and instead of obsessing over what's missing, you shift your focus to what's already present. Gratitude then amplifies the vibration of abundance, aligning you with the law of attraction as you sleep. You go to bed lighter, calmer, and more confident, which directly affects how you wake up the next morning. Imagine falling asleep not with anxiety, but with a quiet smile, because you know that every day, no matter how messy, is progress on your path. So let me ask you, how different would your life feel if every night ended with peace instead of pressure? How much more motivated would you be if you woke up each morning with a clean slate, free from yesterday's weight, and already vibrating gratitude? This nightly ritual doesn't take hours. It only takes a few minutes, yet it reshapes the stories you tell yourself and reprograms the way your subconscious perceives your life. Over time, this becomes an anchor of stability, reminding you that growth is constant, that progress is inevitable, and that the universe is always guiding you toward your higher self. And here's the key. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what comes next will show you how to integrate Hansei and gratitude into movement, through the Japanese practice of Gemba Breath Walk, so that your body, mind, and spirit all align in presence. This is where discipline becomes not just mental, but fully embodied. The beauty of Hansei combined with gratitude is that it removes the heavy burden of self-judgment. Instead of labeling the day as good or bad, you learn to see it as feedback, gentle guidance from life itself. One action might show you your strength, another might reveal an area for growth, but neither defines your worth. By ending your day with reflection, you tell your subconscious, I am always learning, I am always growing, I am always moving forward. Then, by layering gratitude on top, you shift the emotional tone of the night from lack to abundance. Even if the day felt difficult, gratitude reminds you of what is still beautiful, still working, still worth celebrating. This combination is what transforms your nights into sacred reprogramming sessions. So how do you begin tonight? Keep it simple. Before bed, light a candle, or simply place your hand on your heart. Ask yourself the 3 Hansei questions, and then write down 3 gratitudes. 1 for yourself, 1 for your day, and 1 for the future. Speak them out loud if you can, because spoken words carry vibration. Even if this takes just 5 minutes, the impact is profound. And here's why you must stay until the end of this video. Because Hansei and gratitude are not isolated practices. In the next step, I'll show you how to combine this nightly reset with the Gemba Breath Walk, a moving meditation that anchors reflection and gratitude into your body. When mind, heart, and body align, discipline stops being an effort. It becomes who you are. Topic 6. Gemba Breath Walk, Embodied Presence. In Japanese culture, Gemba means the real place. The place where life happens, where truth is found, where action becomes visible. When we apply Gemba to spiritual discipline, it becomes a practice of grounding ourselves in the present moment, not just with our thoughts, but with our entire body. The Gemba Breath Walk is a simple, profound way to embody presence and align your energy while moving. It transforms an ordinary walk into a meditation, a ritual that clears the mind, calms the nervous system, and raises your vibration. Here's how it works. Find a safe place to walk, outdoors if possible, where you can feel the air, the ground, and the rhythm of life around you. As you begin walking, synchronize your breath with your steps. Inhale for 6 steps, exhale for 6 steps. Let this rhythm carry you, softening your thoughts and quieting your inner noise. With every inhale, imagine drawing in light, peace, and clarity. With every exhale, imagine releasing tension, doubt, and resistance. As you do this, repeat a simple affirmation in your mind: I am here. I am guided. I am safe. The power of the Gemba Breath Walk lies in its ability to anchor the practices you've already learned, Kaizen, Ikigai, 5S, and Hansei, into your physical body. When you move with presence, reflection turns into action, gratitude becomes embodied, and your purpose is no longer just an idea. It is alive in your steps. This practice shows you that discipline doesn't always require stillness or strict routines. Sometimes, the most powerful discipline is the ability to walk in awareness, fully connected to the present, open to the whispers of intuition. Imagine yourself walking slowly, breathing deeply, and noticing the world around you with new eyes. The sound of the wind, the warmth of the sun, the rhythm of your feet, all of it becomes part of your meditation. In these moments, you are not chasing the future or replaying the past. You are here, now, fully alive. And it is in this state of presence that the universe speaks the loudest. Inspiration flows more easily. Solutions to problems suddenly appear. Synchronicities line up effortlessly. The Gemba Breath Walk reminds you that clarity is not something you have to force. It is something you allow when you choose to be present. So let me ask you, how would your life change if you made space each day to walk, breathe, and simply be? How much stress would dissolve if you stopped running from the moment and instead met it with awareness? The Gemba Breath Walk is not just about exercise, it is about embodied manifestation. It shows you that your body is not separate from your spirit. It is the vessel through which your spirit moves. And in the next step, you'll discover how to make this presence sustainable with the Never Zero protocol, a principle that ensures you never fall back into the all-or-nothing trap again. The beauty of the Gemba Breath Walk is that it requires no special tools, no advanced knowledge, and no perfect setting. You don't need a meditation cushion or a quiet room, only your body, your breath, and your willingness to be present. Even if you live in a busy city, you can practice this discipline on your way to work, during a break, or in your own backyard. The key is consistency, not complexity. One mindful minute of walking is enough to reset your energy, calm your nervous system, and remind you that you are more than your racing thoughts. Over time, this practice rewires your mind to associate movement with peace, so that every step you take becomes a step closer to alignment. So how do you begin right now? Simply step outside or clear a safe path indoors. Start walking slowly, inhaling for 6 steps and exhaling for 6 steps. Whisper silently to yourself, I am here. I am guided. I am safe. That's all it takes to turn an ordinary walk into a sacred ritual. And here's why you must stay until the end of this video. Because the Gemba Breath Walk connects directly to the Never Zero protocol, the final step in this journey. It ensures that even on the hardest days, you never lose your connection, never fall back into the trap of all-or-nothing thinking, and always remain aligned with your higher self. This is where discipline becomes freedom, and freedom becomes your new way of life. Topic 7. Never Zero Protocol. End all or nothing. One of the greatest traps on the path of discipline and manifestation is the all-or-nothing mindset. You know the pattern. You miss one day of meditation, one workout, or one journal entry, and suddenly your mind says, see? You failed. Why bother continuing? This is the voice that has killed more dreams than fear itself. The Never Zero protocol is the antidote. It is the rule that no matter what happens, you never let your progress fall back to zero. Even if you skip a day, even if you feel tired, even if you have only 60 seconds of energy left, you still show up. You don't need perfection. You only need presence. The power of the Never Zero protocol lies in its simplicity. Instead of aiming for flawless streaks, you commit to never letting your practice disappear completely. Maybe you miss your full routine. That's fine. Do just 1 minute. Whisper one affirmation. Take one deep breath with awareness. Write one sentence in your journal. That's enough to keep the fire alive. Because the truth is, progress is not destroyed by missing a day. It's destroyed by quitting altogether. The never zero mindset keeps you connected, no matter what, and prevents your subconscious from sliding back into old stories of failure. Think of it this way: consistency is not about never falling. It's about never stopping. The universe doesn't require perfection. It requires persistence. When you practice never zero, you create a new identity. I am someone who always comes back. I am someone who never quits on myself. That identity is stronger than any setback. Even your smallest actions, when repeated with commitment, become sacred signals of alignment. And because the law of attraction responds to consistency, not intensity, those small actions accumulate into massive energetic momentum over time. So imagine this. What if instead of giving up after missing a day, you saw it as an opportunity to prove your resilience? What if every time you slipped, you chose to return with a single breath, a single affirmation, a single step? How much lighter would you feel, knowing you can't fail as long as you never go back to zero? The Never Zero protocol frees you from the prison of perfection and opens the door to sustainable transformation. This is the mindset that keeps the Japanese discipline alive: gentle, consistent, unstoppable. And here's why you must stay with me until the very end of this video. Because now that you've learned Kaizen, Ikigai, 5S, Nemawashi, Hansei, Gratitude, Gemba, and the Never Zero protocol, we will bring it all together into a 4-day challenge and guided practice that locks in these principles and helps you embody them for life. This is where discipline stops being theory and becomes reality. The brilliance of the Never Zero protocol is that it removes the heaviest weight of discipline, the guilt of missing a day. Instead of falling into the old pattern of "I failed, so I should stop," you create a new narrative: "I missed, but I returned." This shift is revolutionary because it teaches your subconscious that you are resilient, adaptable, and consistent no matter what. Think about it. If you only ever need to do one small thing to keep the streak alive, then you can never truly fail. You may slow down, you may take smaller steps, but you will always be moving forward. And that forward motion, no matter how small, is enough to keep your vibration high and your momentum strong. So how do you start today? Keep a Never Zero list, a simple set of micro-actions that take less than a minute each. One deep breath, one affirmation, one line of journaling, one sip of water with gratitude, 1 minute of silence. When life gets overwhelming and you feel like giving up, pick just one from the list and do it. That's all it takes to honor the protocol and prove to yourself that you never return to zero. And here's why you must stay until the end of this video. Because the Never Zero protocol becomes even more powerful when combined with all the other practices we've explored. In the final part, I'll guide you into a 4-day challenge that ties everything together, so that discipline stops being a burden and becomes a natural part of who you are. You've now discovered 7 powerful Japanese-inspired principles that can transform your discipline and manifestation forever. From the Kaizen 1-minute rule, which breaks procrastination, to the Ikigai Anchor, which connects every action to your spiritual why. From the 5S of the mind, which clears mental clutter, to Nemawashi, which aligns your environment. From Hansei and Gratitude, which reprogram your subconscious each night, to the Gemba Breath Walk, which embodies presence. And finally, the Never Zero protocol, which frees you from the all-or-nothing trap. Each practice is simple on its own, but together they form a complete system for lasting transformation. Now, it's time to put this wisdom into action with the 4-day challenge. Here's how it works. Day 1. Practice Kaizen. Choose one micro-action and commit to just 1 minute. Day 2. Define your Ikigai anchor and let it guide your 1-minute practice. Day 3. Apply 5S to your mind or space, and close the day with Hansei and Gratitude. Day 4. Walk mindfully with the Gemba Breath Walk and finish with the Never Zero mindset. This challenge is your opportunity to prove to yourself that change doesn't require massive effort. It requires consistent, aligned energy. So, here's my question for you. Which of these 7 practices speaks to your heart the most right now? Share it in the comments below. Your words might inspire someone else who is walking this same path. And if you're ready to take this challenge seriously, write, "I'm in," and declare your 1-minute action. By sharing it, you hold yourself accountable, and you anchor the commitment into your subconscious even more deeply. If this video has inspired or uplifted you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next teaching. Every week, I share tools to expand your consciousness, strengthen your vibration, and help you manifest the life you were born to live. This is not just a channel. It is a community of seekers and creators who are rewriting their realities together. And before you go, make sure to watch the next video linked on your screen. It's all about reprogramming your subconscious while you sleep, the perfect complement to today's practice. Imagine combining these Japanese-inspired rituals with the deep subconscious reprogramming you'll discover there. That's when your transformation becomes unstoppable. Remember, discipline is not about perfection. It's about presence. And with these practices, your presence will shape your destiny. You've just walked through 7 Japanese-inspired disciplines that can transform the way you live, think, and manifest. From the Kaizen 1-minute rule that breaks procrastination to the Ikigai Anchor that connects your actions to your deeper why. From the 5S of the mind that clears your inner clutter to Nemawashi, which designs your environment to support your growth. From Hansei and Gratitude, which reprogram your subconscious at night, to the Gemba Breath Walk, which brings presence into every step. And finally, the Never Zero Protocol, which ensures you never fall into the trap of giving up. Together, these practices form a system of discipline that is gentle, sustainable, and powerful. Now I want to ask you, which of these 7 practices resonated with you the most? Was it the simplicity of Kaizen, the soul-level purpose of Ikigai, or maybe the freedom of the Never Zero Protocol? Comment below and share your answer, because your words may inspire someone else who is just beginning this journey. And if you're ready to fully commit, type "I'm in" and declare the 1-minute action you'll begin today. By sharing it, you anchor your intention and join others walking this path of transformation. If this video spoke to your heart, I invite you to support this community by clicking like and subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video filled with tools, wisdom, and practices to expand your consciousness, raise your vibration, and manifest the reality you desire. Every action you take here reinforces your commitment to growth and aligns you with the collective energy of others doing the same. And if you feel called to go deeper, I encourage you to watch the previous video I shared. It's directly connected to today's practices and will help you strengthen the foundation you've just built. You'll find the link right here on the screen and in the description below. When combined with what you've learned today, that video will take your transformation to the next level and unlock even more powerful shifts. So remember, discipline is not about perfection, it's about presence. Small steps, repeated with purpose, create unstoppable momentum. Carry these practices with you, return to them daily, and let them guide you into the life you were meant to live. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep breathing, keep aligning, and keep creating your reality with intention.